once again, welcome to Craft Time with Crafty. And today our craft is a basket, and I'll show you how it all comes together. So if you want to watch the video slowly and pause it whenever you need to pause, or if you want to watch the whole video and then do it yourself, or then go back and watch it slowly, that's alright. So in your craft supplies, you should have a blue piece of paper, or maybe green. Then we'll also have half a plate. You only need half of one. You should have the word redeemed, and you should have a yellow piece of foam. As separate things that your parents can make sure you should have glue, scissors, and today something to color with. You can use crayons, that's what I have, or if you have markers or colored pencils, whatever you want to use, alright? So, first thing we're going to do, we're going to take our paper plate, half, and we're going to color it. So this is our basket part. So you might want to color it to look kind of like a basket, or you can color it crazy and just make it all colorful, whatever you want, alright? So I'm going to make mine look a little bit like a basket. So I'm going to take brown and green, and I'm going to color some lines go in one direction, and then I'll make lines going the other way, but in a different color. And you can make this super fancy if you want, or you can just color crazy colors, alright? It's up to you. This is where you get to be creative. If you have a styrofoam paper plate, it might be easier to use markers or crayons. Colored pencils probably won't work very good on it. Alright, so I've got my basket colored, and next we're going to take the glue and we're going to glue it onto our paper. So we want it to be curved towards the plate so that then we have this gap in our basket, okay? So we're going to take our glue, and you might want to put some on this side. Make sure you get enough glue so that it can stick down. Alright, flip that over and stick it on here. There we go. Alright, so remember in our story, Ruth was gathering barley out in the field, and so this is our basket for collecting our barley. Alright? So now we're going to take our word redeemed, because in our story Ruth was redeemed by Boaz. But us, we are redeemed by Jesus Christ. So we're going to put redeemed on our basket to help us remember that we are redeemed. So you can color your word whatever colors you want. I colored mine purple. You can color each letter a different color, whatever you feel like. Then you can trim off some of the extra white from it. You could even cut each letter out individually. I'm going to keep mine all together. But you can do however you want. Okay? Then, if you cut them out individually, you might be able to fit them on your plate. You can glue them onto your plate. I'm going to just glue it right above my basket like this. Okay? But like I said, you can glue it onto the basket. You can cut them apart and glue them, not in a straight line, you might say. So, for ease of this one, I'm just going to glue it all together. Alright. Here we go. Perfect. Make sure your basket is nice and stuck on. There. Now we need to put something in our basket. So remember, Ruth gathered barley, and barley is a type of grain. It kind of looks like wheat if you've ever seen a wheat field. So we're going to cut it out of our yellow foam here. So I'm going to show you kind of how you can draw some wheat on, or barley on here. You might want to draw it on first so that you don't just cut out You could just cut strips if you want to make it easy, or you can draw some barley. So usually I'll start in the corner and draw 2 lines. It's almost like a triangle. And then I'll come down to about halfway. And then I come in again. And I'm going to make a stem on it. Okay? Then up here you can draw some different pieces like that. Okay? Then, to fit more on here, we're going to put our fat part up at this end the next time. This way we get the most out of your paper as you can. Alright, now we've got some lovely barley stalks, so we want to cut them out. Then you just kind of start cutting them out. Yours might look a little bit different than mine. That's okay. You can make them look however you want. If you want to just cut strips, like I said, you can do that. Once again, if we make any trash, we want to pick it up at the end and throw it all away. Here we go. We've got some nice pieces of barley. We can stick that in our basket. Alright, so now we've got all our wheat and we can put that in our basket. Here we go, we've got our basket with our barley, and it says redeemed to help us remember that we were redeemed by God. Thank you. See you next time. Welcome back to Craft Time with Crafty Kids. Today we are doing a lion mask. So as you watch this video, you can either watch it all the way through and then go back, or you can go step by step and just follow what I do. Alright? So the first thing, we've got a paper with a lion mask already on it. We've got 2/4 of, one will be foam and one will be paper. Your yellow might be the foam one or the brown one. Whichever it ends up being, that's okay, doesn't matter. You should also have a stick in your kit. And then, once again, we're going to need some glue, scissors, and something to color with. Alright, so first, I've already colored mine, but you can pause this video and color your lion mask. As soon as you get that done, we are going to cut it out. So, get your scissors out and just cut along the edges of your lion mask. Alright, so you might be wondering how we're going to cut the eyes out. Well, I have a little trick for you. What you're going to do is you're going to fold it and kind of pinch it right where the eye is. And you're going to take your scissors and make a little slit. So that can allow you cut your eye section out without making a big mess of your eye. So see, looks pretty good, huh? And then you do that for the other one. You pinch it a little bit, make a little slit with your scissors, and then just cut it out the circle. Alright, so now we've got a lion mask, but if that's all that's for the craft, it gets a little boring. So we're going to make it a little bit more exciting. That's what our yellow and brown paper are for. So we're going to cut this into some quick strips. You can make them wide strips, thin strips. Don't make them too thin. That complicates things. Just needs to be some quick strips of paper. and foam. You can cut them in half if you want shorter pieces, but I'm going to do all long pieces. Alright, now we've got all our little paper strips here. So we're going to get our glue out, and we're going to just put a little bit of glue on the end, and then we're going to stick it on and make our mane extra big, just for fun. Alright, so now we've kind of made it a little more exciting. Yours might look a little bit different depending on how you cut your paper, but this makes it a little more fun. Alright, so our last step is we're going to flip our mask upside down to the back. We're going to take our stick and we're going to tape it on the back. Well, we didn't bring any tape, did we? Well, if your family has some tape, you can use that. But if you don't have any tape, all you need is a small strip of paper. You can cut it into just 2 little strips like this. We're going to take some glue and we're going to basically make tape out of the paper. We're going to take this paper and we're going to cover it nicely in some glue. And use that. See how I kind of stuck it on there so it wraps around the stick like that? Now we're going to do a second one. See how I covered that all with glue? And now stick that on. So now, see, it's stuck on there. And now you can lift it up and you've got your mask. Hope you enjoyed this. Bye!
Welcome to Epic Animals with Ninja and Iggy the Click Beetle. Okay, kids, what type of animal is this? If you said a turtle, sorry, that's incorrect. But if you said a tortoise, way to know your creatures. This is the African spurred tortoise, or a sulcata tortoise, the 3rd largest tortoise in the world. Now, I bet you're all wondering, why is it not a turtle? What's the difference between a turtle and a tortoise? Turtles are found in water, and tortoises are only on land. A tortoise cannot swim, and will sink if you put it in the water. Turtles have feet that look more like flippers, and they swim in the water. This is a tortoise. This is a turtle. Tortoise. Turtle. Now, back to the tortoise. The African spurred tortoise gets its name from the large spurs or spikes on its back legs. These tortoises can live over 100 years and can get up to 200 pounds. They live in the Sahara regions of Africa, where it's extremely hot. It'll dig burrows and holes deep down in the sand to stay cool, and will only come out in the mornings and the evenings because the day's too hot and the nights are too cold. They live in a very dry area of the world, and there is very little water there. God takes good care of these animals He created because He gave this tortoise the ability to survive on only the water that it gets from its food. It can go its whole life without drinking any water. God made all His creatures so amazing, and there are so many things we can learn from them. What can we learn from the tortoise? Have you ever heard the story about the tortoise and the hare? In that story, the hare challenges the tortoise to a race. Is the tortoise fast? No, but in the story, he wins the race. He won because he did not give up or stop trying. Have you ever felt like giving up? Maybe in school or on your chores. Does the tortoise wake up in the morning out in the desert and say, it's too hot. I do not want to dig another hole and go find more food. I give up. Nope. He knows God gave him everything he needs to survive, so he keeps on going. Other animals in the desert need him to keep going because if he quit digging holes, they would not have anywhere to hide from the sun as well. God gave us everything we need too. He gave us people who love us, food, a house, somewhere nice to sleep. So, should we give up and just quit because it gets hard and we're tired of doing what's right? Nope. The Bible says in Galatians 6:9, "And let us not grow weary of doing good, for in due season we will reap if we do not give up." God loves us so much and wants us to never give up, just like the epic tortoise he created. Isn't what God created epic?